Hi, this video is to go through some of the new blocks available as a for the level 2 certification training. So they're available during level 1 to kind of master as you go up to level 2 in the process. So I'm going to go over those new ones. I have to use my course because some of them really you need to have in an active course to see what it is. So the first one is activity results. Now I've already got an activity results down here. You can't see it because I haven't really finished doing it. So down here is the activity results one. You add it. You can add more than one of those for the activity results, and then you have to configure it by going in and say configure activity results block. Then you can say what is it you want to display the results of. So I can go up here and say, hey, I want to display the result of the chapter 3 fight. You can say how many people you want to display and how you want to display them. So you could say, hey, I want to display the 5 highest grades and I don't want to display the lowest grades. Or you could say, like you saw, I had the 2 highest and the 2 lowest. You can also display it by groups. In other words, you could say period 1, period 2, period 3, so the students can see how they're doing versus the other classes. If you've got more than one class, you want to do some sort of a reward based on how the students did in comparison with the other classes. Hey, the class that gets the highest grade on this test gets a reward or something. So you can do that based on groups as well. You can say whether they have their names, ID numbers, or anonymous. I'll be honest, I always use anonymous, and then you can just decide whether you want it to be absolute number. I always use percentages on this. So right now it's going to show the 5 highest grades for the chapter 3 fight. So when I go and hit save on there, now on the side it's going to show how people did on that test, and I could just as easily, I only have one section of this class, so it would be really hard to do, but I could just as easily have gone and said, hey, show the course sections if I wanted to do something like that to have it be a competition. So if I said show groups instead, now it's going to show based on the groupings that are in the class. Instead, there's 2 groups in the class, I guess. I'm not even sure what those groups are because I only have one course section in there. So you could do that as well. If you did it by groups, I will say that it probably makes more sense having the names of the groups so the students can see what those groups are. So we'll take a look and see what the groups are that came up on here. So I've got really almost the same group, but you'd be able to see the different periods showing up there if you had more than one section showing how the different sections did on any particular activity. So that's what activity results is. I actually do use that one. I'm going to go ahead and delete it right now to see kids how they do in comparison with the other kids in the class as they're doing the test. I don't have names obviously on there. The next one that's one of the new one is the course site summary. I'll be honest, I never use this one. It takes up space in the course, and it basically just says if I had stuff in my course information, it would say what the course is and what the subject of the course is. I just think it takes up space. I don't use that one. But if you wanted to say what the course is about, you obviously could use that course site summary. The next one is the final countdown. It allows you to configure a countdown block to something in particular, like let's say I want to make it to final exam, so I'm going to configure the countdown block here, and I say final exams begin. So I put in there May 28th at 8:56, which is when they begin this year. And then I can just hit save changes, and now it's going to add a countdown on my page to count down to final exams. They start in 12 days, 22 hours, 2 minutes, and 28 seconds. So that is the countdown. You can have that do any number of countdowns. No, you can't. You can only have one final countdown, apparently. I thought you could do more than one. So you can only have one final countdown at a time if you want to on there. The next one is the grade me block, which I've already got on mine. And this is what the grade me block is. It says that I've got 2 things to grade under flowchart quests. They're actually not due yet. That's why they're not graded. And 7 things under start your PC worksheet. Again, not due yet. Just some students have started submitting those things to grade. Now, the grade me block, I will warn you, can slow down your Moodle page loading, because every single time you load your Moodle page, just so you know, it goes through every activity and checks to see if anything is due to be graded that students have submitted that have not been graded yet. I'm only pointing that out because it does slow stuff down. You can see, look, I can expand everything, and it says who is due to what when I do that. But I just want you to know, if all of a sudden you add this block and you're like, man, it's loading really slow, it does. I won't say really slow, but it takes a couple seconds extra to load after you've done the grade me block. The next two ones are related to gamification of your course. If you do badges, and as students earn badges, it will show what badges they've earned under the latest badges one. There's absolutely nothing to configure on there. You just add it and it shows up any badges they've got. I'll go and log in as a student to show you what that looks like. So when a student logs into the course that they've been assigned badges, they can see the badges that they've gotten as they log in right there. And that kind of goes along with the next one, which is the level up one, which shows up over here. It automatically shows what they've got experience points for recently, what level they're on, and how far they have to go to the next level. And really, this is part of gamification, and you really want to go to the gamification class probably to play with the levels, although you can just install it and it will work right out of the box, but it may not work exactly the way you want it to straight out of the box. So that is that one. And that's level up. Then online users basically is just that. It tells you what users are online. I don't really add, I don't think I have that added in my class anywhere. Oh, there we go. I don't have that added to my class right now. And it basically just does that. It tells you what users are online from your course right now. So you may want to add that one just to see who's working and who's not that's in your class, and you see in this particular class, that's the only one. I will, while I'm here, say that the more things you have in your class, the slower it loads. So some of these things, if you don't use them, if you collapse them, it loads faster. And if you don't even have them on your course at all, if you're not using them, they load faster as well. Last one that's been added here is Wikipedia, is the last one that you now have access to if you're doing your leveling up. And Wikipedia just is that. It lets students go computer and do a Wikipedia search, and it automatically opens up Wikipedia to the thing they just opened it to. And that's a preference. Some teachers are like, no, you can't use Wikipedia, and other teachers are like, well, of course you use Wikipedia. That's up to you. But that's all that does, is it allows them to search and go straight and open up the search item in Wikipedia right off the side of the Moodle course. Those are the new ones that were added in for the level 2 certification as you progress in your Moodle mastery.